Hey, hey, hey! Welcome back to the Passive Pathway podcast, where we explore the world of passive income, smart money moves, and the people shaping tomorrow's financial freedom. This is episode 10, and you know, hitting double digits feels like a milestone worth celebrating. Today we have a very special guest joining us. His name is Andrew Omoniyeme. I hope I said that right. Andrew is not only a thinker and doer in the space of growth and opportunity, but also someone who carries a genuine heart for community impact. From his journey of entrepreneurship to his philanthropic touch, Andrew embodies the balance of creating success while giving back, and that's exactly the kind of spirit we love to highlight here on the Passive Pathway. Welcome, Andrew, to the podcast.
Oh, thank you, thank you, Nelson. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm fine. Thank you so much. I couldn't be more excited to have you on the call. Thank you so much. Did I say your surname correct? I want to repeat that again. That's Andrew Omoniyeme. Is that correct?
Omoniyeme.
Omoniyeme. Oh, that's a beautiful surname, Omoniyeme. Wow. Okay. Andrew, so we'll get into the Q&A and the question and answer session. Okay, so we'll take things from there. Can you tell us and the audience a little about your background and what drew you to the world of passive income?
Okay. This is a story that I actually don't even know how to start. First, I'll say I was never really the passive income guy, networking and all that. Nah, that was a mad thing. Whenever I see people do networking and all that, to me, they're jobless. They are lazy. Like, I be like, why don't you go out there and actually do something with your life? What do you mean by passive income? What do you mean by networking? What do you mean by all that? So after graduation in Nigeria, once you are done with your tertiary education, you have to do a 1-year National Youth Service Program. Where you serve the government and the nation for a year for a token. With the inflation on ground, that token was so little, it didn't even move a pin in my expenses. So along the line, I got introduced to my mentor through my uncle, who has been friends with my mentor for years. So my mentor introduced me to passive income and all that. I was still skeptical. We've had a lot of scams. We've had a lot of stories, a whole lot. So this ain't working. This won't work. This ain't me. I prefer going out there working, collecting my monthly salary, at least. That I know is sure. But then I decided, okay, what do I have to lose? Just try it. And it's been good. I won't say I'm there yet. I'm not even close to being there yet, but it's been good. It's been good.
So it's a risk that you've taken. Good. It's a risk that you've taken and you've jumped in, right?
Yeah. Let's just do it.
That's good. So what was the first moment you realized, wow, this actually works?
Okay. So there was this project rather, that my mentor introduced to me. When I did, okay, it was okay. I actually paid my way in. Because no, come on, I ain't putting my hard-earned money. I don't even have the money too. I ain't putting my hard-earned money into this. But then we tried. Okay, what do I have to do? All I have to do is sign up, right? Yeah, I signed up. It was okay. I wouldn't want to promote it now, so I won't be mentioning any names.
Absolutely,
but it was.
We're talking about the
past. Within a week, I was able to make withdrawals of some LTC. It's kind of wow. This works. Like, I didn't believe it will work. Even when after withdrawing the LTC and I saw it in my wallet, I still didn't believe it will work.
And you were
Until I
surprised to
converted
see
it
those
to Naira.
amounts. Then you were surprised to see
Yeah.
those amounts, right?
When I converted it to Naira and now I got the alert, I was like, whoa, this actually works.
That's good. That's
And then
good.
it's been a roller coaster from there. As I said, we're not there yet. We're still at we're still taking our baby steps.
Exactly. I was
But-
going to say that baby steps to the goal. Now, Andrew, many listeners struggle with trust in online opportunities. How did you personally learn to separate real projects from scams?
Okay, so for me personally, I have trust issues. I have deep trust issues. Before I'll commit $1 into any project or into any program, I must have done an in-depth search of that. One, any project that promises humongous returns, to me, that's a red flag. You can't tell me I'm getting 100% in 1 week. Secondly, what's your strategy? How do you, okay, if I'm putting $1, how do you try to get that $1 to $1.50 for me, or to do $2? Is there a plan? Then I go to you cannot tell me right now that you have 1,000 subscribers for a project or for a program. Oh, I'm paying millions of people, and I go online and I'm not seeing any digital footprints of yours. I'm not seeing any noise.
True.
There's something we call noise.
True.
If a project is good, there are some very nice private projects, but those private projects won't come up with claims of having paid $1 million to 1,000 persons.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot pay $1 million to 1,000 persons, and at least there's no one or two noise about you on X, on Facebook, on Instagram now. So what I personally do is I go online to search out these projects, see what others are actually saying about it. What is the public perception of it? What do people think about this project?
So I'm going to repeat that again. You said, I'm sorry interrupting you. You said you go online, you go and do a little bit of a research. You do your due diligence, right? And you check everywhere on the socials and here and there if they've got weight in what they're saying and they really have a fan following. Okay, got you.
Then after that, if it's a private project, because there are some projects that are actually private.
Okay.
Who is the promoter of this project? First, you that is referring the projects to me. How do I trust you?
Yes.
What's my relationship with you? And what is your relationship with the founder or the owner of this project? Is it someone that can be trusted? These are what me personally do because there are a whole lot of projects out there, a whole lot of claims, a whole lot of crazy ideas that.
Oh yeah, lots, tons.
Well, if one doesn't do his due diligence, he ends up putting his money into a deep river he cannot take it back from.
Oh, for sure. It's and it's crypto. If you send your money, you've lost it. You cannot return. It's not a banking financial transaction that you can do a return transaction or get a refund or get insurance or something for it. But it's crypto.
No, I will still say again that nobody is 100%.
Yes.
I have personally fallen victim to one or two.
But
the thing is, my mentor says it is better you make a mistake with $10 and you learn than you do not make that mistake and you end up losing $100 later. That's
a nice advice. So basically, when you say that $10, it's like you're saying, put in what you can afford to lose.
Yeah.
Don't, and we have a saying, that you don't spread your legs more than the sheet you have, the size of the sheet you have on the bed. So if you're trying, if you're going to put in a lot of money, the chances of you losing the funds could be more. It'll affect more.
Another thing is diversification of should I call it investments? Yeah, diversification of assets.
Yeah. Of course, it is. Of course, usually on just for the listeners, of course, and many of them know that usually in the online world, we don't usually call it, investment. We don't, but it's a podcast. We're trying to, anybody that puts in money in any project online, it's like an investment. Actually, you're putting your hard-earned money or whatever money that you made, you're putting it into a project and you're investing into that project so that you can make a profit.
The hope of getting returns, yeah.
In hope of getting
so
profit.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
I don't put all my eggs in one basket.
Nice.
Spread it.
It's a good advice.
And I try to not be greedy.
Yes. Big one.
First thing is, as soon as I can get my initial stake in that project, I take it out.
So you mean the initial principle, your, what do you call it?
Yeah.
What's the term in online where we usually say?
Capital.
Yeah, your initial capital, basically, if you can get it out, and then you play with profit. House money.
Yeah. Then with profit will mean me taking only 50% of the profit or 70. I'm not putting 100% of the profit back. Nah. I get my initial capital, I get my capital back, and I take back 10 to 20% of whatever I get as my initial profit. Whatever now happens, I've gotten a 20% profit margin on my capital. If the 70-80% I'm putting comes back again with a profit, beautiful.
Wonderful. That's great. So
then
you're
can
safe,
go back
you're safe, and you feel good about it as well, because then you have nothing to worry that, and here's the thing. Many times you see many people use their rental money, they use their food money, their food tokens and all, and they put it, when they're supposed to use it for something else, they take it and say, oh, let's take a risk and, I'll get some good profit. And then boom, the project goes, and then that's it.
The advice is go in with what you can afford to lose.
Yeah. That's very important.
No matter your due diligence, for your own mental health, still don't go in above your head. Do not borrow to go into it. Spare change to start with. There are some projects, they initially start well, they are paying, they want to build your trust. And then boom, when you've invested huge sums,
it is the style now, of getting people into a project. It is, I think it's become a fashion statement, or like a method of, how to, be nice in the beginning, show some good figures, statements, and show that you're really doing well. And then suddenly there's some technical problem in the project, and then suddenly, we need to do something with, with the website, and suddenly, and then boom, it just disappears after that.
Yeah. That's the stuff. But yeah, I try to beat them to their game. When I take back out my initial profit, my initial capital, when I take out my capital, I take a percentage of my initial of the first returns. I go back in. Before they're having technical issues, I must have taken at least 100% profit.
Okay, that's a nice one.
It is raw. It is bad. It's a dog eats dog world. But again, there are legit projects that stay the test of time. There are projects that go years.
True. That's a very good thing. Not all fingers are the same. Not all 5 fingers are the same size. There are projects that are good. You just need to, like you said, do your due diligence and need to understand.
If they say they are registered with, then there was a project, they mentioned being registered with the UK. Of course, I will do my due diligence. We are in a digital age. I'm in Nigeria here now. You're in Russia. We're talking.
Yep.
People from America will listen to this. People all over the world can listen to this. We are in a digital world. It's a globalized system now. You have access to information, more information now than our forefathers ever had. Right now, I think I can say I have more information than the president of the US must have had in the 1930s.
True. We've got so much info, so much resources to our
utilize those resources
available, abundance that we can, really get the knowledge that we want. Talking of which, Andrew.
Yeah.
You've used your earnings to give back to your community, and we've seen that. What motivates you to the passive income with philanthropy side of your, your community and philanthropy side of your
Okay.
personality?
It's not just I would say my mentor, a man with a very good heart. I call him like he nudged me in that direction. Most times, what I want to do is just on a small scale, and you'll be like, "Come on, you can do more. Let's do this." Now, what's my primary motivation? I grew up. I won't say I didn't have it all, of course. I didn't grow up with a silver spoon, but I also didn't grow up with a wooden spoon. I had access to some things that other kids couldn't afford.
Mm,
Now, one of my prayers is that may my privileges not blind me to the reality of others.
that's nice.
I've got some privileges here, but my privileges is not everyone's privileges. Some person's reality is different from mine. I ain't got it all, but there are people who pray to be in the position I'm in. I'm
And
a
you stay
Christian.
humble. And you stay humble. You stay grateful and humble for that. That's why you are what you are.
Yeah.
This podcast.
I'm a Christian. I believe when God brings you to earth and gives you some resources, it is for you to give to others. God doesn't come down to help people. He does that through others.
True.
Now, when someone is in the house, is praying to, oh God, I'm hungry, please give me food. And then you meet that person, you give that person a token to buy food. That person believes, oh God, you've answered my prayer. It increases his faith, or their faith in the Almighty.
Absolutely.
So for me, that's my primary motivation. Like, we've been able to do some projects. I think one is ongoing now that I believe should be completing later today or tomorrow, which is the distribution of uniforms, school supplies, uniforms, books,
Amazing.
mathematical sets, and the lot to students of my alma mater, of my old school. Now, what's my primary motivation in doing that? You see, growing up, my parents could afford to get me uniforms. I resume every new school year with fresh supplies.
Wow.
But there are people who do not have this. There are some persons who, before they can get these fresh supplies, they have to go into the forests, cut bushes,
wow,
do odd jobs just to afford this uniform. School is resuming. Some parents are
emotional at this point of time because that's the times, the difficulties that people have to go through when some that's where we listeners you may look at this in a very in a different way. Some people have enough abundance of resources, but they don't respect it. When you have that kind of resources, when you have that kind of funds, when you have that kind of abilities and things available to you, learn to respect that, because many people have to go through a lot of difficulties, just like Andrew himself and his parents rather. They all had to go through a lot, and I think a lot of people in Nigeria go through a lot of difficulties in Africa, and it's terrible. And many don't even see such clean water. They have to go miles just to get clean water. It's sad. And when we see on the other side of the world people using water and food and disrespecting it, and where people are not getting that, it's a shame. So it's a learning curve. It's something to respect. It's something that people should understand, that when you have it, respect it and be grateful about it. Is that correct, Andrew?
Indeed.
Now, looking ahead, where do you see passive income taking not only you, but the people you're helping? Where do you think passive income is going to take? Have you introduced them to passive income as well?
Yeah, a couple of them. With particularly for my target audience, there are young guys, friends of mine, my cycle, basically people around my age grade or my age bracket who just graduated. Maybe after graduation in Nigeria, we have, as I said, a safety net, the National Youth Service. While you're there, here you're getting about less than 30, about 50 to 60 USD monthly for allowance.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, about $50.
That's It's
as
crazy.
your a little over 50, let's say $51 as your monthly allowance for a year
Wow.
during your
Wow.
national
Yeah, that's for
service.
the
Now the
audience,
thing
the
is,
listeners. $51, $50 to $60 a month. That's it. That's it.
yeah, as your allowance during your national service. Now, after your national service, you are thrown into this uncertain world of there are no jobs. Majority are either unemployed or underemployed.
Mm-hmm.
The data don't say the story. If you go online, you'll be seeing a 4%, 5% unemployment rate. But the reality is way different from that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You see
So,
people who are starting life, young guys, they've graduated, oh, they've been lucky to get a job. They cannot even afford a decent accommodation.
yeah, I've come across and heard a lot of this because no accommodation. Some have to some have to live in such conditions far away from the city because the rental and the charges for living conditions is very
Exactly.
high in the city.
I'll give you an example of Lagos. In Lagos, majority of the jobs are around the highland. Now, accommodations in the island sometimes gets to about there are estates where you pay $50,000. We are getting an apartment. You have to part with a whole lot of money. Now, these guys, even if you are taking their annual income, it cannot pay for only rent. They have to stay very far away. And then every morning you're leaving the house by 5 a.m., 6 a.m. to beat the traffic and get to your job before 9 a.m. And then when you close from work, you have to come back home. Sometimes you get home by 9 p.m., 10 p.m. And then by the time you calculate the cost of transport. So for me, what I'm trying to do with passive income is okay, give these guys what we call outside hustle. Aside, you are in your office, you're working, you know that at the end of the month, even if it is $30, $40 that's coming from your passive income also, it
Absolutely,
supports
it's
whatever
support.
you're getting from your job.
It
So
supports. It helps a little bit. Yeah, it helps.
yeah, it's pays some bills. So in the next few week, months, years, I hope to introduce even more of these guys
Mm-hmm.
into passive income, watch them grow, and actually surmount the initial challenges of life after graduation.
Sounds good. Now, Andrew, what advice would you give to someone who is skeptical about passive income but curious?
Okay, advice. All I will say is, yeah, it's a big ocean. There are sharks, but if you can navigate the waters, don't regret taking that decision. Now, how do you navigate the waters? Do your due diligence.
Yes, that's the big one.
Do not fall for some outlandish claims.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Look for people who are already in the field to guide you.
Mm-hmm.
They've got this experience. I'll say whatever I've been able to learn. I won't say achieve because I haven't even achieved anything, and I haven't learned much. But
You're in the
at least I
process.
know one
You're in
or
the
two.
process. You're in the
Yeah,
process.
the little I know, I was able to get because of the blessing of my mentor.
So, do you think
My
it's
mentor,
very important to have a mentor in when you're earning through passive income?
yeah. From my experience, my
Yeah.
reality might be different from others, but from my own reality and my experience, having a mentor,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because
So,
this mentor already has networks
mm-hmm.
of people who he trusts.
How do you balance earning passively with actively making an impact on others?
Well, it's actually very easy. It's easy. The hard part is actually the passive income part is the easy part. Like as I'm talking to you now, I think if I am to check one or two wallets, $1 or $2 must have popped in today. The easy part of it is the passive income part.
Now, Andrew, I'm going to go ahead and give you some other questions that I've put together from my end. These are some spicy bonus questions. I want you to be honest. Do you ever get tired of people assuming all Nigerians are scammers? And how do you handle that?
You see, my country unfortunately, has a very negative PR out there. Of course, I won't come out now to paint Nigeria as a perfect country without some morally bankrupt individuals. There are some persons, and it's not just peculiar to Nigeria. Every country has their share of people who would rather live off the sweat of others than to make earnings for themselves, to actually use what God has given to them, their God-given resources, to actually make a positive impact. But hey, this is not just a Nigerian thing. The Western media and some victims, I won't say it's first. I'm against fraud. I'm against crime in all its facets. Let's draw that. But that is not the Nigeria. That's not Nigeria. Nigerians are hardworking, very resilient individuals. You can say we are book smart and we are street smart. But if you meet 10 Nigerians, 9 of them will give you a reason to want to interact with 9 more Nigerians.
Wow, that's a good one you've put there. So if you mix 9 Nigerians, 10, and 9 of them will want to introduce or get you involved with 9 others. So there's a big crowd of...
They will give you a positive reason for you to want to meet other Nigerians. We are one people. We are always happy. Where others see challenges, we see opportunities. And that's why we thrive wherever we go.
I love that. We don't see challenges, but we see opportunities. And you do it with a unified attitude.
That's the Nigerian spirit. That's why a Nigerian can take a third class degree from a Nigerian university after several years of strikes, go to a UK university, graduate top of the class. That is what we do.
Wonderful.
So, Wonderful. Negative PR aside.
Wonderful. There's that itself is, already creating such an impact, because what you're doing right now for all your community, for the people, and also involving yourself, in passive income, and then using those funds to help and grow your, your brothers and sisters in your community. That is a big blessing itself. And that just shows how your philanthropy or that part of your personality is so outgoing and giving, because you're blessed. And it's a process. You're still growing. You want to do more, but it's a process, because you have to put your feet down. You have to settle in, have your roots as well, and then you can do more for others. Now, if you could send a message to every skeptic in the world in just one sentence, what would it be?
Research. Never stop researching. Verify. Go with a mentor. And then.
Wonderful. So research, verify, and go with your mentor. Like we discussed, have a mentor for if you're into the online, earning income or from passive, and have a mentor. It's good to have a mentor. Now, passive income sometimes gets labeled too easy. What's the hardest part about it that people never see?
Well, for me, the hardest part first is verifying the project itself. And then you're putting out your trust, you're putting out your name out there. If you're referring someone, that person, for that person to invest a kobo of his, in a dollar of his, rather, or a naira of his, he has to trust you. So it comes with responsibility, a whole lot of responsibility. So for me, I also I'm trying to verify what is real and what's not. These both are hard, very hard. Yes, you put your reputation on the line. For me, that's the most expensive thing reputation.
Can
Now you
I,
have to put your reputation on the
sorry, I'm
line
interrupting you. Can I
before
say
some
reputation is like you're saying your goodwill, your name?
your name. That's your for me. That's this person is straightforward. This person is honest. If this person gives me a project, then I should be able to trust that project. But what now happens if he gives you a project and the project fails?
Exactly. That's what I wanted to put in next. Yes. Then what happens? And he's a good, trusted
Then
person.
what
Good
happens?
name.
Your good name has been tainted. So trying to convince people, trying to bring people into a project for me is like the hardest part of it because one, no matter how much research you do, there's still that small element of this may fail. And then what do people think? What will this person think about me?
One more thing, Andrew, is many a times people say, of course, the leaders, network leaders, and like again, when we come back to mentors as well, a certain teaching is they always say is you should be liable for your own actions, and that includes financial transactions as well. Nobody is putting your finger on the push button to send the money from your wallet. So if you do anything or you jump into a program who's introduced you, any person who's introduced you, and of course, if it's introduced by a trusted person and it suddenly or something happens, falls flat or it doesn't work out, then it's not necessary that you blame that person because at the end of the day, you took that action. They just introduced you to that project. They gave you all the info. You have to do your due diligence.
Sometimes, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Sometimes that action I took will be based on my trust for this person.
Okay. Fair enough.
So in a way, I hold the person liable. Of course, not liable to pay me back, but I feel before I bring any projects to anyone, I must have done my due diligence. And then I'll still let that person know this comes with an element of risk.
When you say you will have that person pay back, does that mean if that person is introduced to that project, you trusted this person, the project fell out, you would ask that person to refund the money that you put in?
No, I wouldn't.
But you trusted him with your money and you put it into the project and you said, well,
I trusted his words on the solidity of the project. If it fails, the next project he will bring, I'll be skeptical about.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay.
Now, as a leader in the industry, as a leader in this industry, I am not that, but I feel leaders should, as much as possible, do their total due diligence before selling any program to anyone, because these persons are trusting on your knowledge and experience.
Sometimes what happens is, people label you, and then after that, you really, because your name is tarnished in the market, then you just can't move on. Even though, and this has happened with many people, and it's just that after a while, you just have to let go for a while, and then before you come back into the market again. And many do, they just let go of the market, they come back, they take a breather, and then they come back because, they've had an issue with, and they've got big teams. They made, and everybody's gone down with them. So, it happens. So passive income, the pathway can be good, but it can also be, very dangerous as well. But coming back or boiling back down to what our podcast is all about is about Andrew. And of course, the passive income that he's using is more about helping his community. And the positive side of it is when he uses that passive income with legit, proper, good projects, which he has done total due diligence, then he introduces them to maintain his name and to keep his, his brand in the market. And then he uses that to help others so that they could support themselves because, of course, his community and, we, at the end of the day, we want to show that Nigerians are, not all of them are scammers. They are good people. They are hardworking people. They are people who are unified. They are people who love to, look at opportunities and not challenges. And they want to look at, and they love to bring people together and more and more. Now, one last question, Andrew, is what would you rather be remembered for? Your financial success or your impact on people's lives?
I don't know. I don't think I believe in financial success. For me, you're not rich unless your money gets to others.
Mm.
So for me, I would like to be remembered. Of course, I've made peace with my mortality. I hope not anytime soon, but
Of
soon.
course.
Rather, well, a day will come when I will have to leave this world. I
You're
hope.
starting up
I
right
hope.
now. That's too early.
I hope that should be like 60 years from now, 70 years from now. But of course, I will leave. And when I do, I want my children to be able to to be able to say, yes, that's my dad's name. I want my name to open doors for my children, not because of, oh, he was a billionaire, but because of Andrew, I attended a university.
Yes.
Because of Andrew, I had this health challenge and it was taken care of. Because of Andrew, I was able to set up this business of mine. Because of that is the Andrew Memorial Building in his old school. That is the Andrew Endowment Building in so. That's for me. That is what matters, not financial success. I won't take a dollar with me to the grave.
That's true. Definitely, you want to leave a legacy, but you want to leave a legacy of relationships, a legacy of good words, a legacy of people knowing you as how Andrew was when he lived and he lived a good life.
Exactly.
Wonderful. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for answering these questions. And I know you've been as honest as possible, and it's been a pleasure just to listen to you. And I'm sure the audience will also enjoy all these answers, and they will get a lot of knowledge, pearls of wisdom from it, because there's some of them are maybe starting up, and some of them are just just getting to know what passive income is, and just some of them are on the pathway to making some earnings through passive income. And there's a lot of things that they will get from this podcast that they will listen to, whether from your community or from ours or from the world or globally, everywhere who's going to be downloading or listening to this podcast. So thank you so much once again. And
you're welcome.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Wow, what a conversation. Andrew Omoniyeme gave us not just thoughtful answers, but also a living example of how one person can build bridges between success and service. His perspective on how genuine, hard-working Nigerians benefit from his efforts really stood out. Andrew takes the passive income he earns and uses that extra not just for himself, but to support others, helping them cover daily needs like paying for transport, bus fares, bills, and essential expenses. That kind of generosity isn't flashy, it's practical, meaningful, and life-changing for the people who receive it. And it's a reminder that passive income, when shared, becomes more than money. It becomes a blessing that strengthens community. Every time I wrap up an episode, people expect me to say something like, grab your coffee and hustle harder. But here's the truth. I don't drink coffee.
What?
Instead, I raise my cup of Ivan chai. Yes, Ivan chai, good old herbal tea packed with health benefits. Because let's be real, while everyone else is buzzing on caffeine jitters, I'm here steeped in Siberian calm, ready to conquer the world one sip at a time. Maybe that's the real secret to passive income. Less espresso, more Ivan chai. So if you're listening and you're a tea or herbal blend lover, consider yourself officially in the Passive Pathway Wellness Club. No membership fee, just good vibes and a healthier liver. And that brings episode 10 of the Passive Pathway to a wrap. This is Nelson, aka Nelly, thanking you for tuning in, supporting, and walking this journey with us. If you've got questions, ideas, or just want to say hello, the fan mail link is right there in the description. Send me a message. I read them and I love connecting with you. Until next time, keep building your pathway to freedom. Keep learning and keep sharing. This is Nelly signing off. And now, let's roll into the jingle of the Passive Pathway.
Wake up slow, the coffee hot. Money moves while you are not. No more hustle, no more grind. Earn it smart and save some time. Plug it and tune out the noise. Watch your crypto make some noise. Click some streams and big dreams. Living light with passive themes. This the passive pathway. Freedom meets your payday. No boss, no clock, just Wi-Fi latte. We be chillin', we be billin', no limits, just willin'. Earn smart each day. On the passive pathway. Sunrise high, the world below. Cash still flows while you let go. No more stress, no more chase. Money works at its own pace. Set it up, then walk away. Watch the numbers grow each day. Hands are free, but pockets full. Passive life so beautiful. This for passive pathway. Freedom meets your payday. No boss, no clock, just Wi-Fi latte. We be chillin', we be billin', no limits, just women. Earn it smart each day. On the passive pathway. This the passive pathway. Freedom meets your payday. No boss, no clock, just Wi-Fi latte. We be chillin', we be billin', no limits, just win. Earn it smart each day.